Hey, Happy New Year, everyone.
Hello, Happy New
Got
Year.
Kat just on audio here, just saying welcome. She's going to be on the chat today.
Yeah, lovely to be here and yeah, good start to the year, right? All right, I'll disappear.
Okay, brilliant. So here we are. We're in a new year. We've got a new format for the classes. We went through the entire meridian cycle. Hi, James. Hi, Liz. Hi, Anya Grace, Lynn, Gillian, Simonetta, Jacqueline, Lisa, Pascal. Oh, hi, Vicky Moss, Vicky. Hey, yeah, it's great to have you all back on the chat. And so we went through the entire meridian cycle last year, as you know. And so this year we're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to mix it up a bit. We're going to have much more contributions from other people in the team. So we're going to take it more in turns to do the Wednesday class this year. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to integrate it in with the weekends. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up to the weekends, and we're also going to mix in some conception vessel and governing vessel points. And also, because we had some requests about vibrational levels, we're going to introduce some of that as well. So as it's the metal weekend, this weekend, it's a little bit tight, but we're just going to we're going to explore the lungs and the metal element in this session. And then, as I say, from next week onwards, we're going to have this cycle going on where we're exploring the CVGB points and moving towards each of the element weekends. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the new rhythm and everything, and I hope you had a great break and everything. And I've got some slides. I've got point of the week again, of course. That's the feature. We would never not do point of the week. So we're going to be looking at the lungs and metal element, which is coming up this weekend. So it'd be great if any of the community members would like to join us. As you know, you get 50% discount, or you can always join us on the live stream this weekend. Kat and Basti will be taking the class. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's start straight away. I've got my pad here. And start off the new year as we mean to go on by tuning into our energy and seeing what's happening with the group. I hope you had a nice break. And if you've got any questions, of course, as we go through on the chat, then just please post them up and Kat will be very happy to answer them for you. Okay, so it's time to tune in, time to arrive and tune in to our first Wednesday class of 2023. Here we go. Okay, so let's start off by just arriving in the space. So we're just going to relax, really bring ourselves into the space. We're going to tune in, we're going to do a whole body scan, and then we're going to check in on the 3 burners to see how they're doing at the beginning of the year. And then what we'll do is we'll work with the group, and we'll also put in some information about the metal element, which is coming up this weekend. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, just standing, relaxing. We do this sitting down, of course. You don't need to be standing up. And then we're going to be scanning down through our energy field, right, starting from the top and going down through the head and the scalp, checking out the sense organs. So we're going to tune into our eyes. You might just want to close your eyes, tune into how your eyes feel and your ears, and then down into the sinuses, the nose, jaw, mouth, and throat. So scanning down through into the shoulders, down the arms. And then we're going to scan down through the chest area and the upper back, just seeing what that's like. Down through the lungs, the diaphragm, and then going down through, checking out the abdominal area. Down onto the pelvic floor and deep into the hips, down into the knees, ankles, and feet. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to just tune out and I'm going to scan the whole of our energy And just turn that into a picture so we get an idea of how we are. Okay, and then open your eyes, turn that into an image, and we'll just draw that as our whole body scan. So I'm just going to do that here. Okay, so that's your whole body scan. You see, I really do need the Wednesday class today. Look, there we go. Got a few things I need to work on. Excellent. So now what we'll do is scan the 3 burners and see how we're doing with the 3 burning spaces. I'm just going to draw the 2 lines to make 3 spaces like that. Okay, and then we'll scan them. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll scan all 3, compare them, and then do the drawing afterwards. Okay, so let's start off with the upper burner and we'll work down upper, middle, and then the lower. Okay, so here we go. So again, arriving into the space, closing our eyes, and then going deep into the upper burner, which is above the diaphragm and contains the lungs and the heart and the pericardium. We're just going to enter into that area with our awareness, and we ask ourselves, what is that like? Okay, remember that feeling, and now we're going to go down into the middle burner, so we go down below the diaphragm, and we've got this whole area here, which includes the liver and the stomach organs, so it's all the main digestive organs right here. That's below the diaphragm and above the navel. And that also extends into the lower thoracic spine as well. So we've got this whole middle part here. This is the middle burner. So let's just arrive there and let's bring our awareness into the middle burner, which is closing our eyes. And we ask ourselves, what is that like? Okay, very good. And so now we go to the lower burner, that's down to the pelvic floor from below the navel and around into the sacrum, around this way. Okay, again, arriving, closing our eyes, tuning in. Let's see, what is it like, lower burner? Okay, so now we're going to just compare the 3. Just notice any difference between the 3 burners, turn that into an image, and then we're going to draw the 3 pictures on our chart. Okay, so you can draw or write on them just so we've got some kind of reference. I'm going to just write a few things here. Okay, just to give ourselves an image, I'm just going to pull up one of the poles. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question about your whole body scan first of all. So just tuning into your whole body scan, I'm going to ask you just generally what your scan is like. Okay, so basically, is your overall energy well and balanced, blocked or obstructed, weak or tired, hot or agitated, or cold or frozen? And that will give us a really good idea of how to balance the class today, because we can analyze that in terms of TCM. So we've got the results in, if you can just vote on that poll, and I can just explain what what that means. Obviously, the season's holiday has taken its toll because we've got 0% voted for well and balanced so far, which is definitely below average here. Okay, so here we go. I'd like to just explain what this poll, what information it gives us, because basically, if you're feeling blocked or obstructed, it's usually some stagnation in the body. Shaking and tapping is really good for that. If you're feeling weak or tired, please take the shaking really gently, and especially the tapping really gently. You may want to substitute just holding the channels if you're feeling very weak. Okay. The internal exercises, though, and things like tapping tonifying points, really, really useful for you there. Okay. If you're feeling hot or agitated, you need more yin, and this is where points like kidney 1 are really, really useful. Kidney 1 is going to be awesome for you. Basically, also really exhaling, tuning into the lower burner. We need to get that lower burner yin tonified. Now, if you're cold or frozen, that usually indicates a deficiency in yang. So as long as you're not too tired, if you're feeling more cold or you've got frozen, tapping is going to be good for you, because basically it increases the yang in the body, and also it can unfreeze parts of the body. So if you just bear that in mind as we do the exercises, and I'll reference that as I do it, and I'll give you some options to do depending on where you are, and hopefully we might be able to get a few more of you in the well and balanced category by the end of this hour. I hope so anyway. Okay, so that's really useful information. Thank you everyone for that. The next thing I'd like to know is obviously which burner you'd like to work on today. So let's, in fact, which burner do you want to work on today? Let's have a look. Okay, so I know what I'm going to pick. But let's just see how this, because this has swung all over the place over the last 2 years, 2.5 years. So let's just see what we've got. Look at this. We've got a predominance. It's moved more into the upper burner. I wonder if that could be to do with the fact there's so many bugs, there's so many invasive bugs around at the moment, coughs and all kinds of things there that can be affecting the upper burner. It also could be the heart as well. So maybe I'll ask the heart and the upper burner poll. Let's just find out which in the upper burner. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So we'll just work on the upper burners and we'll try and get those lungs working for you in the next thing. Okay, so bear in mind, and I'll modify the exercises depending on whether you are blocked, weak or tired, hot or agitated or cold. Okay, so let's get going. So first of all, we're going to start off with some shaking. Now, this is particularly useful if you are feeling obstructed. Take it easy if you're tired. Just take it easy and slowly and emphasize the breathing. What we're going to do today is we are going to focus in on one place where you feel the most obstructed, and we're going to gently ease that out and spread it out through the whole body. Okay, so looking at your whole body scan, which is my one is like this, and I know exactly where I'm going to start here, just in the upper back, in the neck area. But you can pick anywhere in your body where you feel the most obstruction. We're going to start off with micro shaking to start with, just little tiny movements. Okay, and we're breathing into that area, breathing out, and as we're breathing out, we're just letting that area go. Focusing in on one point, and again, if you're feeling tired, emphasize the breath and keep the shaking really gentle. If you're feeling obstructed, you might want to increase the shaking and start to really move any obstruction in the body. Okay, so here we go. Okay, and the idea is once we've got that area free, I'm already getting warm. Once we get that area free, then what we can do is spread the shaking out through to the rest of the body. Okay, so keep shaking. You can also make some sounds as well, breathing into the area and breathing out, making some sounds. Anything that helps release that area. Okay, so we're going to increase it. Those of you who are feeling obstructed, we're going to really increase the shaking now into the maximum we can and get that shaking right down into every part of the body. Oops, starting to open up the metal element already there with the coughing, so just shaking it out. Okay, now let's really concentrate on the main joints in the body. We're going to open up the shoulders. Imagine that egg under the armpit and get those shoulders really opened out. See, I'm moving them backwards and forwards here. Okay, and now we're going to go down into the hips. This is a really big joint. Often it gets stiff, so we're going to really shake that out. I'm shaking it this way. Just shaking it down into the ground. Okay, and if you can, stand on one leg, or you can hold onto a chair and really get this hip shifting and releasing as much as we can. Okay, I'm going to shake it out. And this is a really good technique if you have any tension in the upper body, is to shake it out through your hands. And again, take it easy. If you're feeling tired, take it really easy. Just emphasize the breath. If you're feeling quite obstructed though, you may want to just really throw out any tension through the body. So gathering it up in the upper body, shaking it out. Okay, shaking out through the legs. Okay, good morning everyone. Feeling much better already. Okay, so now let's work on the internal aspects of the body. Now you notice we had quite a lot of upper heater voters today. To really work on the upper heater, we need to get the lower heater connected, and we need to get that connected into the earth, releasing any obstruction down into the earth, but also tonifying the body up into the lower burner. So let's first of all just check in and see how we're doing with the lower burner breathing, okay? So we're going to place our hands here. We're going to relax the feet onto the ground, okay? Okay, and we're just going to take some test breaths here and just see what we can do with anchoring the breath into the lower burner. Okay, so here we go. We're going to breathe in. We're going to gently just open up and encourage the breath to go down into the lower burner. Okay, hold the breath and then slow exhalation. And as we breathe out, we're going to release and open up everywhere in the body, any areas of tension or obstruction in the body as we breathe out. Okay, now if you're anything like me, I could do with a lot more grounding and a lot more energy down into the lower burner. So let's do some work on the famous kidney one to start off with, and then we'll open up the kidney channel, we'll get that connection with the earth, and then we'll check in with the breath again and see what difference it's made. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to get my chair, which is just up here, and we're going to get that kidney one super activated, and particularly if you voted for hot or agitated, 14% of you voted for that. This is really, really important. Also, if you're feeling weak or tired, again, very important, because this kidney one is the source point of the kidney meridian. It's also the most yin tonifying aspect of the body. So if you're getting any heat in the body or overactivity, this is how to start working on it. Okay, here's a tip for the 41% of you that voted for obstruction. Check out liver 3, because there's a very good chance you'll find that this area here, between the first and the second toe is stiff. And if it is, that indicates you've got liver qi stagnation, which is the most common reason why we get obstruction in the body, usually emotional factors like frustration, anger maybe, or just unexpressed emotions. And we can start working on that now. So there's two things we can do. We can open the foot this way, work between the toes here to get that liver obstruction moving. And for those of you who are feeling more weak and who are feeling hot, kidney 1 is the one choice for you. So we're going to open that up this way and then tap kidney 1 gently to activate it. That's it. Okay, so I'm kind of doing both. I've got a bit of obstruction, so I'm opening up here on my own foot. And I'm also opening up kidney 1 as well. I'm going to give it a bit more of a tap. Now, if you're feeling very weak and tired, you want to really check out kidney 3 here. If you've got any blackness or discoloration here, that indicates kidney deficiency. So just check out to see whether you've got any grayness or blackness. Sometimes it'll actually go quite black around here if you've got a lot of deficiency. And that's a good idea to just press along here, opening up the kidney channel and opening up kidney 3. Okay, so here we go. There we go, a bit more kidney 1, I think. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Now, same thing on the other foot. So if you're feeling pretty obstructed, let's get that area here. Check out this connection here between the first and second toe. Is there any stiffness there? And liver 3 is if you just run your thumb up this way. If it feels sore at all, which mine does a bit actually, you can work all the way through here, and the point is actually just here, just as the bones connect together. Yeah. Okay, so let's just move that. Ooh, just moving that. Actually, this foot's a little bit worse than the other one. I'm going to just really open up here. And then when I'm happy that I've got this moving a bit, let's try and get this moving a bit. Okay, get that first and second toe joint, this whole first and second toe moving as much as you can. And then, again, particularly if you're deficient or if you're hot, we go for kidney 1. Okay, now this is all in the lower body. It's essential to get this activated before we start moving up into the middle and upper burners, okay? So let's get this done first, and we'll do a reference breath and see how that breath is improved by getting these points on the feet worked. Okay, so here we go. Oh, look, it's already working my lungs. Okay, so here we go. Standing again. And feel that kidney 1 effect here. Look, notice how your energy is so much more grounded. You've got that kidney 1 opening up, the connections naturally down into the earth, much more feeling of solidity and calmness in the body. That's the yin tonifying aspect of the kidneys. Now, if we can activate that kidney channel in the leg, get the lower burner as strong as we can, and then check in with the breath again. So let's just do some tapping. Again, if you're very tired, I would recommend that you maybe even just substitute this from just holding and pressing in, or tapping very lightly. If you're feeling more obstructed, you can be a bit more vigorous about it. We need to basically just open up the kidney channel this way, up into the lower burner. And then we can come round, pick up the sacrum here, and then work down the bladder channel. Okay, so it's kidney. From kidney 3, up. Round. Down the bladder channel. kidney 3. And down. Okay, here we go. And just brushing off, shaking out. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now let's check in and have another reference breath and see whether it's any easier to get that breathing down into the lower dantian. So we're going to place one hand over the other again. Feel that connection with the earth, opening up the hips. And you notice that the knees and the hips feel kind of stronger and more dense now, and that's the yin energy coming up from the earth there through kidney 1. And now let's just try breathing in, focusing on the lower burner. You see, and then breathing out. See how that feels so much more comfortable and easy to get the breath down there. Let's just do another couple of breaths. Okay, and then breathing in. Okay, now this area here is the lower dantian. It's the foundation of the yin and the yang of the body. So no matter whether you're feeling hot or too cold or too tired, this is the area we need to tonify. And we're going to keep that connection with kidney 1 down into the earth. Open up our armpits a little bit just to get the qi flowing through our arms. Okay. And we're going to circulate our hands around the CV4 and CV6. CV4, the lower one, is the yin tonifying, and CV6, the slightly higher one nearer the navel, is the yang tonifying one. So we're going to just tonify both those points, the gate of origin and the sea of Qi. All the while, we're opening up kidney 1, feeling that lovely feeling of connecting to the earth, and feel the breathing starting to calm down. Nice, easy, long exhalations. Excellent. Very good. So we're projecting our energy from our hands. This area starts to feel warm and kind of like a really solid feeling down the legs and connecting down to the earth. So let's bring that into the back. If you can do this, this is a really good point. Again, very good for any deficient conditions. Bladder 23, kidney U point, or the associated defect point of the kidneys. If you can do this without any problems in the shoulders, that's great. If you can't, then just keep doing this if it's uncomfortable for you. We're going to activate that bladder 23, get that really activated. Excellent. Okay, keeping that focus on kidney 1 though, keeping that connection down into the earth. Okay, and then shaking out. Okay, checking in. Okay, doesn't this feel great? A lot calmer. Can you feel that grounding we've got there? We've got really good connection through kidney 1. Also, opening up that liver 3 is going to help us prepare for the next thing, which is to move any obstruction that we have in the middle burner. Okay, so let's do some tapping first of all. We're going to tune into this middle burner. Those of you who voted for the middle burner, it usually takes time to get hot or stagnated in there. But either way, the Doan is going to help that. Doan is the tapping. So let's do the middle burner tapping. Let's just check first of all how easy it is to twist. Okay, get in touch with the feeling of the middle burner. Okay, and now it's tapping. We're going to go through a cycle using the gallbladder and the stomach and spleen channels. So we're going to start here. We're going to tap down from the middle burner and down the stomach channel. This is also very good for grounding. Down onto stomach 36, that very tonifying point. Again, if you're feeling deficient or tired, this is a great point for you to just gently tap You'll feel the strength going into the legs, and it just kind of gives you a feeling of strength up through the whole body there. Famous 3 mile point. Then we go down onto the feet and then up the spleen channel. Again, one of the digestive channels. So if you're having any digestive issues, you can go up here. Okay, and then go down the stomach channel again. Stump 36. Then up the spleen channel. Down stump 36. Up the spleen channel. Okay, very good. And then brushing off down the front of the legs. Okay, middle burner people, how does that feel? Now, if you feel much better here, it's probably because you need more work on the stomach and spleen. So let's just twist. All right, okay. Just twisting again, feeling the middle burner, seeing if it feels a lot more easy now, okay? The other main reason the middle burner gets obstructed is the liver and gallbladder. So let's check that out now. And again, we'll go back and we'll just see how much difference that makes to our middle burner twist. Okay, so we're going to start off here around liver 13, which is a really important point for the digestion, which is right by the floating rib here by the side of the body. I'm just going to tap the sides of the body, just over the ribs here. And then we're going to switch to the gallbladder channel, down into the gallbladder channel right in the hips and the buttocks here, right in here, in the joint. And then we go down the outside of the legs. Just below the knee, we've got gallbladder 34, that really important point for releasing any tendons. So if you've got any obstruction in the body anywhere, try this one, just on the outside of the knee, tapping inwards. We go down the feet, and then we come round and we go up inside, which is the liver channel here. And we go up into the middle burner. Very good. Okay, let's just do a couple more passes. Again, if you're feeling very, very tight, take it easy. You may want to just press down the channels or tap very lightly. But if you're a middle burner person and you're obstructed, you know who you are. This is where it's really a good idea to really get that movement and move that liver cheek. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of that myself. Tapping down, gallbladder 34, down and up. Very good. The middle burner again, one more time. Down into the gallbladder. There we go. And then up. And then brushing off. Okay, middle burner twist check. Twisting and checking. Okay, let's just see what happens. So, oh yeah, okay. Right, so I think for me, definitely the liver is the one. I really feel smooth now. A really, really smooth feeling in the middle burner. And that's what you want. You want this to be strong, connected into the ground through kidney 1, really solid. And then you want this to be nice and free, so you can just twist without any discomfort here. And when you can press in here and it's all nice and soft, then you know you've got good condition in your middle burner. Okay, excellent. So now we come to the upper burner, which is the most popular burner of the week. Okay, so now this will depend a bit on whether you are feeling more obstructed in the upper burner or whether you're feeling weak, maybe a combination, okay? A lot of these points are used on the lung channel, are used to tonify the lungs and also to remove obstruction in the lungs, like, you know, if they're all clogged up with some horrible cough or something, okay? So depending on how you do it, will have a different effect. So if you're feeling a little bit obstructed up here and it's kind of cloggy and everything, then I would recommend you do the dough in and move the energy away from the lung area. If you're feeling weak, then you want to take it much more easy, maybe even hold the channel and hold the points and emphasize the breathing to get that internal Qi build up, okay? So just adapt it to how you like. I've got a little bit of congestion here myself in the upper burner, so I'm going to just use a bit of moderate tapping and see how I get on. If you start feeling a bit weaker, you want to take it a bit easier, use a few more points, use the breathing. And just adjust it depending on what you need. But what we're looking for is to open up this lung 1 area. Oh, there we go, it's working already. Because if you go, if the lung 1 area starts collapsing forwards like this, you get this characteristic posture like this, okay? So what we're looking for is to open up, extend the body, open out the lung channel like this. And you'll notice that what happens then is your thumbs will come out this way, and that's actually opening up the connective tissue of the lung channel, okay? Oh, yes, that's so great. Okay, so let's just start off with a nice stretch for the lungs. So we're going to bring the arms up. We're going to focus in there on the thumbs, connecting up and out, breathing in and breathing out and back, opening up that lung channel all the way into the lungs and out to the thumb. Okay. Breathing in. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so now we've gone to point of the week, and this is the point we would have started actually 1 year ago when we started our meridian cycle, because it's the first point in the entire body, our meridian system. So that's the metal weekend stuff. This is all the metal weekend. Here's lung 1. It's just 1 body inch down from the clavicle, down the front of the body. So basically what you do is you feel the collarbone until you find a dip. That's lung 2. And then you go down and you'll find you'll go slightly out, just 1 width of your thumb down, and that is the famous lung 1. You see, and it regulates and descends lung Qi, always a good idea. Disperses heat from the chest. So if you've got one of these horrible hot coughs, this is the point for you, okay? Central palace regulates and descends lung Qi, disperses heat from the chest. So it's dispersing but also regulating. So it has that double action. Okay, here we go. I'm already starting coughing. I haven't even started doing it yet. Okay, but let's not forget kidney 1, because we want that yin connection with the earth. Keep that solid, relaxing the ankles, relaxing the knees, keeping that nice solid feeling in the lower burner. Opening up the middle burner, and then we're ready to start tapping and opening up lung 1. So I'm tapping up and opening the whole of lung 1 and lung 2 area. And don't be surprised if I start coughing, because this is expelling the heat. Any heat from the lungs will start to be expelled. Okay, so it goes around here. You're feeling very weak, kick it nice and gently, but keep that open the channel. Nice, easy breaths into the upper burner. There we go. Okay, really get that area opened up. Keep the kidney 1 though connected with the earth. And the reason for that is because the lung Qi descends, but it needs to be anchored in the lower burner. Otherwise you'll end up going, getting it all too high in the body. Okay, so here we go. Very good. Okay, we're going to go down the lung channel. If you remember, in January last year, we go down to lung 5 and then down into lung 9, 10 and 11. So keeping that open, and we're going to go aiming towards the thumb. Okay, and it runs right down here into lung 10. This is a particularly good point for the throat, which you might need, which is right here in the ball of the thumb, on the edge there. And it goes down into the thumb there. Okay. Okay, little cough. Okay, so now we're going to go back up the large intestine channel just to make a circuit, which is the other metal element channel. And then back into the lungs. And get down. Round. Very good. Okay, now keeping that lung 1, keep that kidney 1 nice and connected. Okay, keeping that grounding, opening up lung 1. Brilliant stuff. Okay, excellent. Try the other side. Okay. Opening the area again. You might want to make some sounds again. Okay, and I'm tapping right here around where lung 1 and lung 2 are. Down. Lung 5. All these points are used to regulate the lungs really. Down into lung 10 for the throat, okay, which is, you find the ball of the thumb. It's right on the edge here, just on the ball of the thumb right here. So you can just press it like that. And then it goes on to end here on the end of the lung channel. Okay. So here we go. And go back up the large intestine just to make a circuit. So we're going up the large intestine channel, up onto the shoulders. Okay, now not forgetting kidney 1. Let's keep that nice and anchored. Let's get any pernicious influences like heat or damp out of those lungs. We don't want them there. And if you've had a lung infection over Christmas, this is just perfect for you to get the lungs functioning again using the channel. Just brushing up. Excellent. Okay. Now, how about a reference breath? Because according to TCM theory, the lungs descend the Qi. Remember, lung 1 descends the lung Qi. Remember from point of the week. So in theory, what that should do is it should increase this connection between the upper and the lower heaters. So let's check it out. Get back into that kidney 1 feeling, connecting with the earth, relaxing the knees, bringing the hands over the lower dantian. Okay, relaxing the shoulders. Okay, now let's take a deep breath in and see what happens. Okay, now can you feel that extra power there of the breath going down? That's not the kidney energy holding it down. That's actually the lung Qi increasing the downward action of the breath. Okay, so breathing out. You may feel some tingling along here. You may feel just a general feeling of energized feeling here. So breathing in again. Okay, that's pretty powerful, isn't it? And that's just what we need around this time of the year when there's so many bugs around. We need to get that lower burner nice and solid and get that lung Qi descending down, tonifying the lung Qi, because it'll help us expel any horrible, damp, hot things that start coming, bugs that start coming in towards us. Okay, brilliant. So now let's just check out the rest of the upper heater. So we've got the lungs, a really good lung workout there. Connected it with the lower burner, really good. Okay, but the other part of the upper heater, as you know, is the heart and the heart protector. We need to get that nicely calmed and regulated just generally for our emotional balance. So let's work a little bit on that now. We're going to do a stretch. If you remember, we're going to bring our hands together like this. Breathe in and breathe out. And we're going to stretch the pericardium channel, which is this one that goes here. Okay, what we're doing here is just tuning in internally to feel that sensation through from the arms deep into the chest. If there's any obstruction there or any feelings of weakness, then we want to work on that. Okay, you might find it feels kind of a little bit floppy here and kind of breathless and kind of weak along here, and that could be a deficiency. Or it might just feel really hard and kind of stiff, and that's more of an obstruction. So again, just modify the work depending on what you need. If you're feeling very tired and a little bit like palpitation-y with the heart, you may want to just hold the heart protector meridian and not tap it at all, just hold it all the way down. If you're feeling a bit more of an obstruction here, maybe some stiffness here, maybe you've got some emotional holding there, you may want to just start by tapping it and working down the channel. So I'll leave it up to you, depending on whether how you're feeling. Okay. I'm going to use some light tapping on myself. I'm going to work here from the sternum outwards. And this covers the heart and the heart protector channels. I'm working down through the middle of the arm, down into the palm. And this is where the palace of anxiety or palace of calm point is, right on the palm there. So if you're feeling any anxiety or you just need to kind of calm down, you can press that point and do some nice exhalations. And then we can come back up the triple heater channel to make a circuit there, up into the shoulders. Okay, so again, round, chest, down the inside of the arm, towards the middle finger. And then back up the triple heater channel, which is this one here. Very good. Back it down. Down. This way. Lovely. Okay, brushing off. Okay, so the other side, same thing. Again, just see what you need. See whether you need some tapping to move the obstruction, or whether you need just some holding if you're feeling a bit weak there. Okay, and it goes out. Down to the palm and then back. Opening up. This is the pericardium channel. So we're connecting the chest area with the hand. Okay, don't forget there's points here if you're feeling anxious, right in here, just between the first and second finger. There it is, just in there, just slightly off the midpoint of the hand. Really good calming point. And back. Excellent. Okay, so now let's just check out and see what the upper heater feels like. Connecting again down into the earth through kidney 1. Let's just get back that lovely feeling of being connected. Relaxing the hips. Opening up the middle burner again. Okay, now tuning into the upper burner. We've got the lungs nicely opened out and energized. And now let's just do one test stretch, testing the pericardium feeling. There we go, a nice open, hopefully energized feeling in the upper burner. Okay, excellent stuff. So now we've just got 10 minutes left. We need to clear those yang channels out in the head, make sure there's no obstruction there. It's always a famous point for them to do that. And then put it all together. So let's just see if we can get the head nice and clear. We've got the yang channels that all begin and end on the head. They all run down into the hands and down into the feet. So a lot of it is to do with moving the energy like this, down this way, and down into the feet. Okay, so let's start off with the bladder channel and tapping the front of the forehead, over the top of the head, and then gently squeezing down the back of the neck. Okay, now this is where we can start to put the golden thread in, because what we want really is we want the head to be able to float up. We've done plenty of work on kidney 1 connecting with the earth, so we don't want it to do too heavy like this. We want to keep the head poised and upright. So internally what we're feeling is we're feeling the base of the cranium releasing, we're feeling the head floating up, we're going around to the bladder channel, and then we've got bladder 10, which is just on the outside of the trapezius muscle here, which is a great point. It's the heavenly pivot point that just opens up the whole back. So I'm just pressing in. What I'm doing is I've got just give you a close up here. I'm just bringing my thumb into bladder 10. The direction is inwards like this. I'm holding my head here, floating my head up, gently pressing in. And what you'll find is that if you really relax, you'll feel that point activating all the way down the spine, right down to the sacrum. And that's the power of bladder 10. It's a really powerful point for opening up the whole spine. Let's just do that one more time. So just gently pressing in. Okay, again, if you're feeling very tired, you want to take this really easy. Breathing, imagining the breath going into your thumbs, opening up the whole spine there. Okay, excellent. So once we've done that, you can then brush off down the backs of the legs and down to the little toe, just to encourage the connection down from the head all the way down the back. Okay, so now it's time for the eyes and the sides of the head. So I'm going to just wipe the eyes nice and gently. I'm just pressing gently into the eyeballs, just letting them relax. And then we can press around the temples, along the sides of the head. And this is the triple heater and gallbladder channels on the side of the head. And they go down to just more on the outside of the neck there, from gallbladder 20, that point just in the indentation there. So we're just going to relax that, stretch that, and press downwards. Okay, now if we've got that, as we've got so many people with obstructions, I think it's probably a good idea just to tap gallbladder 21. And let's just get that energy moving down the body. So I'm just going to shake it a little bit, tap gallbladder 21, gently tapping it, shaking down through the diaphragm, through the pelvic floor, down through the knees into the floor, opening up the armpit. Probably one of the most powerful points in the body to descend the Qi from the upper body, right on the top of the shoulder, gallbladder 21, tapping downwards, feeling the internal structure of the body releasing, like the diaphragm, pelvic floor, and the whole hips, the whole kind of horizontal structures releasing as we press this down, as we tap this core point, gallbladder 21. Okay. Another really good point for gallbladder 21 is to squeeze it up, breathing in, squeeze it up, and breathe out, relax. Shaking down, breathe in. Okay, again, particularly good for you getting some obstruction there in the channels. Brushing off down the sides of the body, and that's the liver and the gallbladder, okay, which just leaves the front of the face, which is more related to the stomach channel. So let's just, again, go from the eyes, pressing around the sinuses. So I'm pressing here. Pressing here. Okay. Okay, and we've got large intestine 20, which is a metal element point. Around here, stomach. There's a stomach meridian, and then it runs down here, and it runs along the front of this SCM muscle here. There we go. So it's down this bit. What I like to do is just get hold of the whole SCM muscle and just squeeze it down the front, and that opens up the stomach channel in the neck. And then we can brush down the front of the body, down the stomach channel, and down into the feet. There we go. Okay, so that's the yang channels. Brushing off, shaking out down to the hands and the feet. Okay, excellent stuff. So now it's just time to check in and make the most of all the changes that we've done. Notice that we've adapted it depending on whether you're feeling hot, cold, weak, or obstructed. And that's a really good thing to do, is to adapt the exercises depending on what we need. And this is what we would like to feel like, and hopefully a little bit more than 0% every one of us might be able to check feeling a little bit more balanced here at the end of the session, because what we're looking for is this. We want that kidney 1 to be nicely connected down into the earth. Keep the ankles open and relax the knees. Soften the hips and widen and open the hips. We're going to bring our hands to the lower burner. Okay. Become aware of the lower burner, deep into the sacrum, and feel that connection down the legs and into the earth through kidney 1. That's what gives us the essential connection with the yin, which is what we need to keep calm. Okay, so that's our yin connection. Also from the lower burner, we've got the yang, which connects up with the heavens. So now we're going to shift to the top of the head. We're going to float our head up. Very good. But keep that feeling down through kidney 1 until you feel a nice balance between being pulled up like this and being pulled down into the earth. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that balance of yin and yang. Okay, so now the next step is to get that upper burner connected to the lower burner. And to do that, we need first of all to just relax the diaphragm. Nice, easy exhalations, relaxing and opening up the middle burner. Just letting go of any frustration or anxiety that we might be holding there. Very good. Okay, so now finally we can move to the upper burner, which was the most popular burner of the week. Okay, and this is where we open up lung 1. Just imagine that area opening up. Open up the heart 1 or the egg under the armpit. So you get this kind of feeling. Okay, so what we don't want is this. Get this feeling, the head floating up, opening up lung 1, opening up the egg under the armpit, keeping kidney 1 and the lower burner connected to the earth, floating the head up. Okay, excellent. So now we're becoming aware of the whole lung channel and pericardium channel. We're keeping the upper burner nice and relaxed. And this is where the breathing comes in. So we're going to breathe in and direct it down into the lower burner. And what you might like to do is hold here and bring your hand into the upper burner like this, okay? So breathing out. Okay, so here we go. Keeping the kidney 1 connected, floating the head up. Connect with the upper burner and the lower burner. And we're going to breathe into both areas. So breathe in. Feel the connection between those two burners. Hold it. Relax. Extend the head upwards. Connect down into the earth. Slow exhalation. Okay, now you can feel calm, but energized at the same time. And that's the secret of this internal regulation of the internal energetic environment. So let's try it again. Keep that kidney 1 connected to the earth. Float the head up. Breathing into both areas. Breathing in. Keep that breath right into the back, in the upper and the lower burners, right into the back, into the spine. Hold it. Float the head up. Feel kidney 1 connecting deep into the earth, right into the center of the earth, like a root going downwards. Exhale slowly. Okay, that's really, really good. Okay, let's just do one more. Keep that kidney 1 connected really into the center of the earth, floating and releasing the head upwards, breathing in to both areas. and slow exhalation. Letting go any tension in the body. Okay, fantastic. And that feeling of strength, power, but calmness is that combination of the yin that we developed in the first half and then the yang aspect of the breath in the second half of the session. Okay. So there we go. I can't believe I've overrun by 1 minute. How about that, honestly? Okay, thank you so much. I'm just going to switch back to the chat now. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week. In fact, Kat's taking the session next week. We're going to mix it up a bit. We have more of the rest of the team bringing their own unique talents into the sessions. Really looking forward to that. Just let's take that feeling of calmness and energy into the week ahead and make it a really wonderful week to start the year. Okay, thanks ever so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time I'm on. Okay, thanks very much, Kat, for looking after the chat. Here we go. Have a great week.